Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Welcome.
Because you just pissed me off.
Welcome to the Application of Knowledge podcast.
Was Rumble watching all that?
Yep.
I am Animated Mel, Chris James, Stephen Michael, and we are on episode 113. Go ahead, Stephen. Let's what you want to get into, man?
So let me ask you a question, because you said something very interesting off camera. On camera for some, but off camera for others.
All right.
So I am giving my girlfriend a birthday gift, and it may not be there by the time this episode comes out. So I'm not going to say what it is. Should be there. I'll send it fast today. But her birthday's on Monday.
Shout out.
Right? So
How old is she going to be?
Wow.
Niggas get old. What the fuck you mean? Wow, nigga.
she's not getting old.
Oh, yeah, she's younger. She's still getting old.
She's turned 26.
Oh, damn.
You didn't know that, did you? She comes off really
Comes off
mature.
very mature.
She has an older energy as far as like, yeah, definitely mature.
She had to grow up quick.
Life would do that.
But yeah, man, I got me a, you know what I mean? Anyway, so
Yeah, if you speed this up, we're not gonna spend all day on this one.
you're the one that took me off track.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What do you mean spend all day on this? This is a great topic. Okay, anyway. So I have to send it, right? Now, she won't get it until after her birthday. And, you know, for me, it's no big deal. But then you made a statement and you were like, oh, okay, so you're not getting her a birthday gift. You're getting her a late birthday gift.
Right.
And I think that the sound of that is, ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, because just because somebody receives a gift after their birthday, just because shipping times doesn't mean it's not a birthday gift.
Right.
Or do you believe that the only way that it's a birthday gift is if you receive it on your birthday?
Well, if I'm being super technical, she'll always receive a late birthday gift because we only have one birthday. Everything else is just a celebration of that day.
Okay.
It's just an anniversary. So if I'm being technical, but if I'm not being technical, I'm just aligning with the ideas that society puts in us as far as birthdays. If you give her a gift later than her birthday, it's a late birthday gift because you knew someone's birthday was happening before, the shipping situation. And yeah, it's happy belated birthday. If someone tells you happy birthday after your birthday, they're not telling you on your birthday. They say happy belated birthday.
I don't think that
But also, I was just being
Mel.
I was being a dick also.
Okay, so you're a bit Mel.
No, I was just being a dick. You know what I mean?
Pause.
Because cats get birthday gifts late, sometimes even earlier. So
Would you feel some type of way if your significant other was not local to you?
No, I wouldn't. Not because nigga, you have to think.
They don't even know my question. You may know my question. Would you feel some type of way if your significant other was not local to you and you received your birthday gift a couple of days late?
No, I wouldn't feel some type of way. I would be understanding and say, okay, I understand that, hey, my birthday's on a Monday.
Right.
It's a Monday. Yeah, it's like you would have to probably ship it.
To get there on Monday?
Especially if it's the post office.
Probably Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday, probably.
Yeah. But honestly, I was just giving you a hard time, but
okay. I'm going to get her something else, too, that will be there on her birthday, but send a little fruit basket, stuff like that, but...
Fruit basket.
Yeah, like a edible arrangement.
Okay. With chocolates and shit?
It's
Like
usually,
strawberry chocolate?
Yeah, it'll be strawberry. It's fruit. Is there a problem with that?
What, chocolate strawberry?
I said fruit basket. You said chocolates.
Yeah.
I
Because
said
when I think of edible arrangements, I don't think of just fruit.
okay. Well, they have a little bit of everything. So there may be some chocolate on there. There may be chocolate strawberries. Sometimes they'll dip pineapples in chocolate. So that
Pineapples and chocolate? Chris, you like pineapples and chocolate? I know you like pineapples on pizza.
I mean, they're okay.
I never had pineapples and chocolate.
Like-
is that you ever had that?
yeah.
I never had that. I know I had like honey or some shit poured on.
I like
Pineapples.
chocolate strawberries better than anything. I don't think any other fruit rivals chocolate strawberries.
I don't like that combination.
Chocolate covered blueberries.
I haven't had those.
Okay.
Nigga, have you ever had strawberries dipped in sugar?
Straight sugar? Mm-hmm. No.
That shit is good.
I bet.
When was the last time you had that?
Oh, years ago. I
bet
don't even
it's
eat
good.
like sugar
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that stuff is good.
Okay.
Yeah, when they combine that stuff, it's like, ah. But hey, I know I probably can't talk about it with you niggas, but I want to talk about it briefly. Just because it's up, nigga.
What is it that you
Hip-hop,
can't,
nigga.
What is it that you can talk to us about?
Hip hop. Y'all know what's going down in hip hop right now?
Yeah, I know what's going down.
Yeah, J. Cole, motherfucking Kendrick Lamar, you got Drake. All these cats is beefing. It's happening. And I'm excited because, you know, I love music. I love rap. You know what I mean? And cats is throwing bars.
I feel like it hasn't been an exciting beef in a while.
It hasn't been an exciting beef in a while. And finally, Kendrick Lamar, he featured on Future's new album,
It's a hit too.
We Don't Trust. Yeah, the song is actually pretty good.
The song is
you
good.
Like that? That shit was hard. But Kendrick Lamar, he's the one who always get the shit started. Like who he gets everything and everyone revved up because he called out because Drake and J. Cole, they have a song called First Person Shooter. And on that song First Person Shooter, they mention about the big three. And big three is basically being like the top three dogs in, you know, hip hop right now, which is Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole.
Joyner Lucas.
But in that song, First Person Shooter, they mentioned the big three, but then they also had like that Spider-Man meme of Drake and J. Cole pointing at one another. So they basically kind of excluded Kendrick Lamar. And so recently, Kendrick Lamar featured on that song, Like That, with Future. And he took shots at fucking Drake and J. Cole. He's like, nigga, fuck the big three. Nigga, it's just Big Me. Nigga, boom. I was just like, and like the bar wasn't anything crazy, but it's just the fact that he set that up and the way he approached it.
You know what it was? It wasn't the lyrics that were so crazy. It was the beat. His tonality, how he said it, and it just went so well, and it's the reason that the song in of itself is so good.
Yeah.
Production, man. That's songs aren't just about the words. Nigga, y'all know that one popular YouTuber or whatever, he be like, he's a producer, but he's a rapper. So he'll pretend to be the producer, and then he'd be like the 40-year-old rapper, and the 40-year-old rapper's going over his lines and they sound trash. You know what I'm talking about?
The black dude.
Jesus, man, Mel. Yeah, he'd be like, I love hoes in the club. They wear pumps. That shit's what's up. He'd be like, all right, bro, I'm ready to go. And the producer's like, oh my God.
Okay.
I'm like, how you not seen this before?
Skit type thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And he dropped that beat. He'd be like, I love hoes in the club. That's what's up. And he changed the whole flow. And it's like, the words aren't everything, right? So, yeah, I mean, Drake knows how to put a song together.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Niggas is putting songs together.
Yeah.
But M just said that Kendrick Lamar was one of the best lyricists of all time.
Eminem? I could see why he say that, but I think Kendrick Lamar is one of the more, He's top. I wouldn't say all time, but he's definitely up there. You know?
Really? How is he not all time when he's top now and has been for a decade?
Well, he's never been like the top artist. He's been one of the. Drake has always been number one.
Right. But everybody agrees on the big three, right?
Actually,
Joyner Lucas?
Actually, no. No, not anymore. It's changed.
Okay, Mel. There was a period of time
At one point in time where J. Cole,
for years.
Drake,
For years. Okay. So that puts you in legend range. That puts you in top 5, Mount Rushmore. Like that puts you in that talk. All I'm saying.
lyrics and
never
sales.
mind.
Lyrics and sales, yes. But now it's changed.
Okay.
Because in response to that Kendrick Lamar diss, J. Cole, he came out with his own diss where he dissed Kendrick Lamar. And he did it on his album that just came out a week ago, Might Delete Later. And
Wow, the timing.
Wait. That was the name of the album.
yeah,
And then he can't.
the name of the album is called Might Delete Later, but then
The timing.
he added that song, 7-Minute Drill, to that album. It's like last minute in response to that song that Kendrick Lamar did on Future's album. And it was received mixed. It was like kind of received mixed reviews because the diss was kind of like, it was kind of mid because he was like, yo, you my homie type vibe. And so his bars were actually pretty legit and all that stuff.
But he didn't come through for his throat because that's his boy.
Yeah, you know, he basically.
It's almost like he didn't really want to do it, but
Right.
because if he had an album dropping,
Right.
it was like, I probably should do this.
Well, also a lot of people was putting pressure and on Drake and also J. Cole, like what y'all gonna do? Y'all better respond. You know? And this was basically brewing for 10 years. Since these three have
I was going to ask, like, what triggered this?
It's just competition in a sense.
So-
hip hop is built on competition.
So there wasn't one, right? Because I know that first person shooter has been like the trigger, but even in that, because I've listened to that song 1,000 times, even before,
And you like that?
and I never heard it, and and I'm not really into rap like that. So there's always sneak diss and all this stuff happening. But even still, like I don't listen to that song and hear a diss. To be honest with you, I thought that J. Cole was more or less giving him props, like, but he did, like, he was basically saying, like, we're the big three. Is it K. Dot? Is it Drake? Is it me? Whatever. But then he was like, I almost feel like a Muhammad Ali saying I'm the best. But in rap, you always say you're the best, right? Like, it's confidence. But that's also the reason why I feel like I lost respect for J. Cole. I didn't even know his album was called Might Delete Later, because it was almost like literally he deleted his own diss by apologizing.
Yeah.
Like, and it almost makes me think, like, what's his PR?
That's what I'm saying. Like the timing of it is perfect.
No, it wouldn't make sense to be. I think it's a genuine thing. So J. Cole, he released a diss track, and then 2 days later he has his own festival. It's called Dreamville, his own festival. So he went on stage and he just expressed to the people, like, hey, like, I know you all are aware, what's going on. People putting pressure on him to, like, when you gonna do this, you better come at his head. But he said he felt in his spirit, he felt it in his soul that it just didn't sit right with him.
Shit never did it.
And so he apologized, like, hey, hope y'all forgive me, get back on my path. And he deleted the song a week later or so off of the charts or whatever, because he said he has respect for Kendrick. It's someone that he likes and stuff. And so he just like, hey, I'm gonna delete it. I did my thing. So whatever you want to do, go ahead. I got my chin out. I'm gonna take it. It is what it is. And so a lot of hip hop fans, like legit hip hop fans, everyone in hip hop is disappointed, let down, and pissed off at J. Cole for doing that, because it's been brewing for years that we've been wanting to see these three titans of music go at it, and he ruined that moment. He ruined that moment by apologizing instead of just keeping it in the spirit of hip hop and just keeping it in, like, yo, I got these bars for you, instead of just doing it. So that's why I said when you said the big three, now people don't even consider him in that big three anymore, simply because lyricist And people who are in the competitive spirit of hip hop, it's just like, yeah, you let us down.
Could you imagine if 50 ever apologized to Ja Rule or I'm trying to think of somebody else. He's gone through so many people, right? Could you imagine if he ever came back out and apologized?
Yeah.
Or the amount of people that Eminem has dissed?
Eminem did apologize to someone for a diss.
Was this recent?
I don't think it was recent. I can't remember who the artist was though. But he was like, man, I took it too far on that bar.
Well, there's a difference between like saying I maybe took it too far, right? And then coming out on stage and apologizing.
It's literally like smacking somebody in the face and being like, "Hey, my bad. I don't want no problems."
Like you just smacked me. What you mean? No, you gonna get this.
Like, I got so much respect
No,
for you.
it's not, because he did say my chin is out. Go ahead, take your lick back.
Yeah.
But
he's basically giving up.
But here's the thing, man. I mean, everybody knows Dream World was RDC World did a skit. Did you see it?
Yeah.
And you know the energy between them. You know, like, okay, this is weird. Like, you wouldn't. Okay, maybe people want it, but it's also like you kind of expect, because they're boys, like you kind of expect it not to happen. And so I think J. Cole's probably being genuine. It probably does make him feel, because like, you know, you can say it's all fun and games, but let's keep it a buck. How many times you've shadow boxed and then it turns into a real fight? I think
I used to shadow box all the time. It never turned into a real fight for me.
I
get it.
Chris, I understand what you're saying. At the same time,
Slapbox.
this is
slapbox.
Music is also not just music. It's not just entertainment. It's also politics. And I think that it was, if you guys are really close for real, you know, you just know that there's certain things that are out of bounds, right? You don't talk about someone's, their children, right? There's certain things that you just know, okay, this is out of bounds. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like, nah, let's go.
Take those things off the table and then just
right.
Yeah.
Like you don't like, bro, like you could have, even if you guys have a rocky relationship, you could call him, and if you really felt that way, but I think that J. Cole is being genuine. Which does speak to his character.
Yeah. It
speaks to how he even makes his music, right? He's not out here buying the flashy cars. He's the guy that rides the bike. Like, he kind of looks homeless sometimes, but he's a millionaire. Like,
multi.
So excuse me, multi.
Right.
So it really is in his character to do this, you know, but in the spirit of hip hop, I would have just dropped my track and just let it go. If that was the case. And if you want to apologize, you can apologize to him, you know, on your own.
I was okay with him apologizing, like if it was your friend, but I just didn't like the part of making a diss track, releasing it, taking the time to mix and master it, upload it, get the public's reception and all that stuff, and then 2 days later be like, my bad, bro. I didn't mean that.
I mean, it's out there.
If you're, it's on the internet now.
If you felt it in your spirit and all that stuff, you shouldn't have just did it. That's the only thing. Like,
if you're not 1,000% sure, sit on it. Drake just released his. Did you know that?
Well, yeah.
Oh my bad. Well, I mean, it's a good segue.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get there. But yesterday, but that diss that J. Cole did was light, mid. He apologized, cool. But now it's getting real because Drake has finally, nigga.
He had to get his writers together.
You think Drake had to get writers together?
He had to get his writers together.
Nah, Drake did his fucking thing.
They're trying to play him.
Nah.
And listen, not people that understand music or hip hop. These are just normal people. They're not listening to words or understand. They're just listening to the music. And like people were like, is this AI? Is this da-da-da? Like, is this, another weak Drake song? I'm like, are y'all listening to the lyrics?
Well, I can see why they said it was AI, because the verse, the audio quality of it didn't sound good, and the verse it had a part in there where it was skipped out or whatever. But it was just more like people leaked that version, and it wasn't the final version. But nigga, that final version came out, and
I didn't hear that.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
I heard the leaked one.
Nigga, that shit was, that shit is flame. Like, I'm biased towards Kendrick in a little bit just because I like his albums, you know, the way they're put together. And I recently went to go see his show. Well, not recently, but just last year. And I enjoyed the performance. And you typically, like, between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, there was always, like, tension building. And Drake has never actually gone at this nigga the way he did. But he went in. The beat is nice. He called this nigga a pipsqueak. He said, how you going... You 5'7" trying to stand. You're 5'7" with a size 7 men's shoes, some shit like that. And bro,
So, yeah, it says something like, how you gonna step on somebody, stomp on somebody with a 7 foot shoe?
Because his album was called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, you know. So it was kind of a play on that, like, nigga, you ain't big stepping nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, by someone, and me personally, like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, oh, I'm into hip hop, right? But I can. There's certain things that I was able to put together, but There's so much that has gone over my head. I already know that. But for someone who's the average person, if they hear the two songs, this on their merits of a song in and of itself, the Kendrick Lamar's and Future's was better.
It was between what? The Drake, this recent Drake,
yeah,
and then the Like That song.
Yes, from the average the average listener, they're going to say this song is better because the beat, just everything. Now, once again, let me say I have not heard the final version of Drake, so I don't know if it's that much different.
I think that it's important to understand from the court of
What the fuck?
From the court of public opinion, it matters who has the better song. Mm-hmm. This kind of happened with the Jay-Z and Nas beef. Mm-hmm. The better song is going to win in the court of public opinion. It depends on what arena do you want to win in. Do you want to win where the rappers are like, nah, like Drake obliterated him? Or do you want the majority of people to be like, nah, it was Kendrick? Like, right. You have to kind of even
me listening and not knowing all the intricate disses and what these things are actually meaning, I was listening to the words and I'm like, Drake is going in.
The song is called Drop and Give Me 50. And what he's doing in this song is, most cats, they hear that, they think he's talking about push-ups. Mm-hmm. But it's called Drop and Give Me 50 because there's this Kendrick Lamar signed to TDE, which is about this dude named Top Dog. And anytime that he drops an album, he gives him 50%.
That's why he's talking about splits.
His revenue of how much he get paid or whatever. And so Drake is playing him like, yo, you gotta drop a song for Maroon 5. You know, Top tell you to do that. You better drop and give him 50. Do the same thing with Taylor Swift. Drop and give him 50. Like, man, Drake is a beast. Like his wordplay, his metaphors, the way that he lines this shit up to, like, throughout this entire song. But also currently, one of the biggest things I want to say is that it's like currently Drake is Thanos right now. Mm-hmm. Because everyone is going at him. Everyone.
You said it was 20 verse 1 or something like that?
It's literally like 20 verse 1 because so many cats is having a problem with him. You have Rick Ross, who also came out with a diss right after that. Literally right after that, who dissed Drake. And that got people up in arms. And Rick Ross' diss was actually pretty dope. It was pretty sick. Nice little beat. He said he had surgery on his stomach. To get his abs. That's why when he's performing, he's wearing this like armor bodysuit to hide his abs and stuff like that. He called Drake a white boy. He said, you ain't never liked these niggas, man. He just called white boy. I'm just like, bro, this is wild. So it's literally like a Royal Rumble in a sense where all these hip hop artists are going at it. And everyone's going at Drake. You got Future, who used to be cool with Drake, who's going at him. Rick Ross, who used to be cool with him. You got The Weeknd. You got Metro Boomin. And of course, you have Kendrick Lamar, and you just have so many different artists who's going at Drake, and he's like, "Nigga, what is this? 20 versus what?" like all these cats are going at him, man. And so right now, the hip hop world, nigga, if you go on Twitter right now, it's all niggas is talking about. You know,
that sounds like good for the brand. I mean, everybody wants a bite of the apple. Drake's been on top for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's cutting these niggas up, man.
See, but Mel, that's what I'm saying. Like when I'm talking about the songs on their own merits from the average user, I didn't know that. Right? I would consider myself the average listener, but I actively was listening to the words to try to understand. But even though I didn't understand that, but now it makes sense, right? Because when you mentioned Maroon 5 and Taylor Swift, I'm just like, okay, I don't understand this, but I know it's something, right? And then he says something like, "I've only released a little bit of the stuff that I have. Don't make me let the demon out or something." And I'm just like, Drake is telling us things that we don't really know, or that maybe the average person doesn't know, or they have to put these things together. But the whole song, he's really just coming at his neck. Like he's really coming at him.
And that was an actual diss track versus what Kendrick was just a bar, right?
Well, it was a whole verse.
So that there's a very big difference. We have to actually wait for Kendrick's response to Drake.
Which is what I'm really looking for.
Because he has to drop an entire song.
Because he hasn't actually, but they've been saying since that Control verse a few years ago, where Kendrick Lamar called out all the artists or so, that Drake has been sitting on a diss verse. No, Kendrick Lamar has been sitting on a response to Drake for 4 years, and so
Kendrick's planning this.
Yeah, Drake is like, drop that shit for 4 years. You've been holding that. Drop that shit.
He said that in this song?
Not in that song, but to DJ Academics or whatever, because DJ Academics is the one. It's like kind of all going through whatever. But
we said the Metro Boomin. He said he just gave him one bar. He said, "Shut up and make drums."
Shut your whole ass up and stick to making drums.
It was like Jay-Z at the end of I forget which one it was, but he was just like, and for the other half of y'all rap niggas,
fuck y'all,
fuck y'all niggas.
The Bob Deep.
Like it was just like that's the way I took it, when he did that.
But I mean, that's basically the consensus of it right now. Rick Ross, he just came out with a diss, and it's just an exciting time for hip hop.
That's good.
It's kind of like a letdown for J. Cole. I was like, damn, if J. Cole was in this, it'd be a little bit more dope. But I'm excited. I know y'all niggas don't really rock with hip hop like that. I mean,
I don't know why you keep saying that.
I'm just like, why you?
There's no reason to say that.
Now because you are an artist and you say rock with hip hop like that because because you're going to concerts and you're going. That doesn't mean that we don't enjoy hip hop. You just go hard. You're an artist.
It has nothing to do. I love rap.
You make it sound like we don't like hip hop.
Well, no. Not that you don't like it. It's just that
you said we don't rock with it.
It's not something that you're constantly tuned into. You niggas is saving the world and saving motherfuckers' lives. You know what I mean? And listen to frequencies and channeling your chakras and all that stuff.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Which is a good thing. You actually are J. Cole in a sense. You know what I mean? He could be J. Cole and you could be K-Dot. Nigga, I'm Drizzy, baby. But I was just excited. I was like, fuck, man, we gonna talk about this because this shit is going out. It's viral. This shit, everyone's talking about it. Even niggas who's not even in the hip hop scene, like Stephen A. Smith, he's talking about this.
Yeah.
19 Keys, like everyone in the world is talking about this. So I'm just like, yo, we have to touch on this. We have to, man. We can't not talk about it.
See, what I'm gonna end up doing is watching a video. It's probably gonna be like 20 minutes of somebody going through and explaining.
Just watch Joe Budden.
Oh,
just watch Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah, but it's just
I know what Steve's talking about.
I don't want the whole 2-hour version. I want a 20-minute segment where someone is going through.
Or go
just
to
like
DJ Academics.
Is it a full 2-hour podcast?
Nah.
What is it?
He was streaming for like 9 hours.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm. Now, why would I want to? I don't like you said. Y'all don't rock with hip hop. Like, yes, I don't want that. Like what you just did is perfect.
Yeah.
Like
DJ Academics got his own problems.
I don't know about.
Oh, you don't rock with hip hop like that, so you probably don't know. But
I know about the Fresh and Fit, but I don't know about DJ Academics.
DJ no, like right now his ex, I guess is his ex-girlfriend.
That was months ago though. About him like calling police and saying that he did this.
No. She released some behind the scene like phone calls and text messages, just basically of him simping. So I don't know if he went on Fresh and Fit and was like, she's crazy. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Okay, so I guess she responded to that by releasing like text messages and stuff where this nigga's just like, bro, like I call you, I hit you up, like you don't respond. You know, you over that nigga's house till 7. I got your location. You there till 7 a.m. Like is you act like you just don't care about me. Like he's in his heart.
I mean, he admits that stuff. He said, yeah, he's an emotional dude.
Right. So, but I guess the problem is the type of woman that he allowed to play that role. What is she? Video vixen or
bro?
It's typically like that.
Someone like
IG model.
Someone like him. If that's how you are, you have to know this is not a woman that you can mess with. She may look good, yada yada yada, but someone who's in the entertainment industry, they're always going to be in the entertainment industry. Mm-hmm. They're not gonna.
Well, till their looks fade.
I mean, even if their looks fade, that doesn't just because they're not actively doing, videos, music videos. Like you have dancers and stuff that are music videos, but now they're not doing music videos. They start a clothing line or they do this and that, right? But they're always still in the mix for the most part, especially if they're successful. They have that thing that wants them in the limelight, that wants that attention. Right, she's on Instagram too. Like, bro, there's certain things that they just are what they are. And if you're I don't want to call him jealous or insecure, right? I don't like using those buzzwords. But if he is somebody who needs a woman who's more low key because he gets like that, then that's on you.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
I think the argument is that he be on Fresh and Fit, and Fresh and Fit is red. It's a heavy red pill space, and they say that their podcast is for male improvement. You know what I'm saying? So you've got a podcast that is promoting men and male improvement. You have DJ Academics on there. They have a good relationship, and then you have him doing this behind the scenes. On top of that,
it looks bad.
It looks bad, and then on top of that, Fresh is simping for what I don't know if the woman is an escort or not. Apparently, when y'all know about the Fresh thing.
Yeah, he got the girl pregnant.
Fresh got this girl pregnant, right? Now, when they very first started...
This is new?
Yeah. Okay. When they very first started talking, dudes, I don't know if y'all familiar with their channel, but like their chat like don't necessarily be on their team. Yeah, their chat will be in there to like expose them and whatever. So that's part of it. So the chat's like, yo, like Fresh is paying, 20 bands or 30 bands for jewelry for this escort, and he's falling in love, blah, blah. And then I saw this clip of Myron be like, she's not an escort, bro. She comes from a very, prestigious family, like from China, blah, blah, blah. Now he's back to calling her an escort. But Fresh took her to Barbados, which is where he's from, to meet the family. Now, me personally, like this chick looks crazy. Like that's my personal opinion. Like her breasts are way too big. Like she looks like a doll. Like she just looks.
Pull her up.
No, I'll pull her up. She looks like a doll. I mean, I don't know. Maybe y'all. I don't know. Like she just looks crazy to me. So
what you mean? Maybe y'all. What you gonna say? Maybe we'll like her.
I don't know, man.
I think that we all have a similar.
I mean, I know Mel probably won't like certain things, makeup. I personally don't see the attraction.
If you think that she looks crazy as hell, we're probably gonna think she looks crazy too.
Like I saw a picture of her, Fresh, and her mom next to each other.
I don't know her name, so.
Oh, okay. I mean, because that is...
No, that's a great picture of her video. But I saw a picture of her, Fresh, and her mom, and Fresh's mom. Right there, it is. And just look, her chest is just way too big. It's like, bro, what's going on?
Zoom in on her. That's Fresh's mom.
That's my assumption.
Okay. I mean, her chest is definitely oversized. Those are fake.
Of course they're fake.
She got lip fillers.
Yes.
She's Chinese?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have features like that.
No, I mean she's got the
I mean, other than her I'm gonna look her up more
You're,
later.
you're
but
saying other than the plastic, she looks fine.
no, that's not what I'm. No, I'm saying like she doesn't look like what I thought that she would look like.
Right, that's what I just said. That's why you was like, well, we got the same taste. I'm like,
When
no.
you said crazy,
She looks crazy, bro. When you're a slim Asian woman and your breasts are popping off your chest like that, it's like
I think that I thought crazy is and was thinking of something different.
You were thinking of botched surgery.
I had an expectation of something different.
No, I'm just talking like you look crazy, like you've altered your body completely.
Here's the thing about Fresh. I don't know him. I don't truly know his background or anything. I can only go off of what I have seen and the interaction between him and Fit. Right? We all know that Fresh is the second man.
Myron.
Yeah. We all know that Fresh is the second man in this, and I don't know how they how they became friends or how they started things, but to me, the what I've gotten from the very beginning of watching them is that Fresh didn't always have women. He's short. I think that he used to be bigger than he is now because he lost weight, and he really didn't have what Myron had, right? Myron was a federal agent. He's tall, right? Brown skin. He's in shape, right? He's had a lot of experience with these women throughout his life, and I feel as though Fresh really just started to get women as he grew in his own business and then doing the podcast, and it was almost like he got that new money. And a lot of what it feels like is that a lot of his opinions, I'm not saying that they're not the same as Myron's, but I feel like some of it is kind of for the show, right? He'll say certain things because it's the right thing to say, but then maybe behind closed doors, I'm not saying he's being a hypocrite, but
That's what they're saying.
Well, that's the energy I've always gotten from him, just watching and reading them.
Well, you're digging deeper, right? Because you're really going to judge a man off his words and his actions. You're digging deeper. So if you judge him based off his words and his actions, his words are, she's for the streets, she a 304, we don't wife these girls, blah, blah, blah. And then behind the scenes, he's paying, spending 30 bands on a jewelry.
Yeah, and why would you do that? Number one, you have the money, and number two, you've never had that before. So now it's like, listen, you could sit up here, right? Let's keep it 100. You can sit up here and you can say, Chris, me and you've had different experiences with women, right? Mel as well. We've all had much different experiences, and I can say that you have had more experiences in the sense of like dating women, as in taking them out and dealing with their personalities and yada, 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 right? I've had multiple experiences with women, but usually that's been like, oh, we're going out drinking, we're just having fun and da, 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 right? But you've been like dating them and we have different experiences. So if you have a woman that comes into your life and she's just like someone that is way up here, you may look at that and be like, I mean, I've dealt with women like her before, right? It's not that big of a thing, right? You can handle it, you may manage it a little bit more differently. If I start dealing with a woman and then all of a sudden I just randomly get this woman who's way up here, this is new to me.
I understand.
And that's how I feel like that's Fresh.
And that's probably correct, because I would have a similar assessment. But that's not the argument. The argument is you have a platform and you're not practicing what you preach.
Well, what's the issue? I mean, he got her pregnant. I mean, well, are they dating? I mean, he's having sex with her.
He told her that he wanted to be with her, and this is what she said. She went on Abba and Preach and did an interview.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, because Abba, they got beef.
Yeah.
So he brought her on and did an interview. And apparently Fresh told her, like, yeah, I want to be together. Apparently he regularly comes in her, like that's what he does. She told him, like, you're not going to be so lucky next time. Like, you got to stop. And then apparently she wanted to move to Miami. She's like in New York, and she was like, "Yo, I need you to get me an apartment." He was like, "We should get a house." Everything is still so
He
up
love
in the
bombed
air.
her.
Yeah.
He love bombed her. Now, so Steven, kind of to touch on what you said, I think Fresh is a major love bomber. That's the vibe that I'm getting. So it's still in the realm of what you're talking about, but like he's not necessarily playing the nice guy role. Mm-hmm. He's a love bomber.
It almost sounds like, when she says they're contradictory. Well, first of all, they're not walking the same road. Let's just say that. They're on the same road, but they're on different sides of the street, if that makes sense. Right? She says, I want to move to Miami, so I need you to get me an apartment.
To be with him.
To be with him. In her mind, she's still separate. She didn't say, if we're together and you're moving to Miami and I live in Miami, she should be saying, well, can I just move in with you? Let me just move in with you. Let's be together. Right? That's not what she did. Right? She said, I need you to get me an apartment.
Well,
and
we don't know why. We don't know why.
Right.
Because Fresh did tell her I'm with multiple women, blah, blah, blah. So it could she might have been like, can I move in? And maybe she did stay with him for a while, but it's cramping his style. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that could be part of it.
Do you think that he should? What do you think they should take care of the child, or he should take care of the child because she's pregnant? She's going to keep the baby.
How many months pregnancy? Do you know?
I mean, they're at the beginning phase of it, and she's not getting an abortion. So
Myron's calling cap. He's saying that she's not really pregnant, but if he's coming in her, then you can't say. I don't know why he feels so strongly to say that.
Okay, but just say that she is pregnant. She's going to keep the baby. Do you think that he should? Like even though it's a woman that you don't want to have a child with, or do you think
does he not want to have a child with?
I mean,
correct.
He talked on the phone, said, "Hey, get an abortion, get a pill, taking all that stuff."
Why is he coming in her then?
Well, that's
right.
right.
These niggas
Exactly.
stupid. Bro,
exactly.
These niggas are stupid.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like you're stupid.
Like pull out. Or
if you want to listen, bro. If you y'all sit up here, you sit up here. And you talk about yada, yada, yada. You got all these girls. Number one, if you got all these multiple girls and you're in Miami, number one, you probably should consider using some protection, right? If this is your main girl, you trust her, you know her background, right? You can still hit it raw, pull out, right? Like, and these dudes be up here like, oh, no, I'll be pulling out. No, you don't. Pull out works. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Definitely works. I know, like, people like to believe that if you don't have a condom and you come and you don't necessarily come in them, you can still get pregnant.
No.
Absolutely false. I don't care what science you have to back it up to say pre-cum can get people pregnant.
No, it can't.
No, cannot happen.
There's no sperm in pre-cum. It's because what's happened is men have lied to women for so long about saying, "Oh, I didn't know," or "Oh, I pulled out." Like, no, but what a lot of times what they'll do is they'll come and then just go right back in. It's like, bro, you still have semen inside of your shaft, right? Like it's still there. So then you continue to have sex, and then now sperm is coming in the woman, right? Or they'll say that they pull it out, but they waited too long, and then some came out.
They ain't make it out in time,
right? And then now she's pregnant. Like, dude. Stop lying, because I had my son, and it was the one time I did not pull out, and I'm not gonna lie, it was intentional. I was drunk, but I intentionally did it, thinking, oh no, it's only one time, and sure enough, one time I did that.
Well, that's what is the magic here? Like, this is what people do. You come inside a girl, she's ovulating, boom, you're pregnant. It's it's so much infertility and sterilization and stuff going on that people have forgotten. Like, no, like that's all it takes that's the way it works.
Yeah.
Like, you take a dog in heat and a male dog, and they have sex, there will be puppies there 6 weeks later or whatever it takes for them to make puppies. So, yeah, I mean.
Now, to answer your question, because I don't think we did, I apologize.
Not at all. We're going to.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
So difficult.
I'm not difficult. I asked a question. You niggas went somewhere else, but it's fine. Go ahead.
It's part of the
Did
conversation.
Steven do that?
I don't.
It's all good. You gonna get played, nigga. You know you gonna get played. It is what it is, nigga. We are the king of playing niggas. What do you mean?
Never get used to that. But you should take care of it. Like, I mean, of course, you sit up here and you have this platform and you yada 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 yada. You want to be masculine, all this stuff. Well, yeah, you step up and you take care of your child. Number one, make sure it's yours. Right? You have a lot to lose, so make sure it's yours. But then also, if you love this woman the way you say you do and you're taking her to meet your mom and everything, well, maybe you should look at continuing to pursue a relationship for marriage. Or if these niggas aren't getting married, well, then you're just going to end up going on child support because she's definitely putting you on child support.
Yeah, it's a wrap for that because at this point, so like, and this is the deception of the woman too, right? It really goes both ways with this. It's wild. She calls the dude, talked about, I want to keep the baby, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, take the pills, go to the doctor. What are you going to do with me? Da, da, da. They have this whole weird conversation. And then she posts the conversation like the same night.
Bruh, she recorded the conversation and posted it? She's a demon.
So at this point, it's like there's no marrying her. There's no getting back together.
Oh, so they're not together now.
They broke up.
Myron
is saying that the reason this all happened is because they broke up. Because Fresh didn't want to get her an apartment. And they broke up. And she went back to New York. So now she's pregnant is what's happening.
Mel, if you have multi-million dollars and you're in this situation and you're in Miami, let's say the apartment is a decent apartment. Let's say it's $3,000, right? You're in Miami. You get a little condo. If you like this woman this much that you're public with her and you got your other little girls, but this is your main, is it that big of a deal to pay $3,000 a month for her apartment? They probably make that on one stream.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would just take care of the girl. Like if I got her pregnant, I would like if I told her like, hey, all right, I'll 3,000 whatever, let's just do it. I feel like a lot of people I think the perception that he'll receive from people is probably the pressure that he's under.
That's a good point.
Instead of just doing it, like, bro, like maybe she's an escort, whatever it is. Okay, because there is videos of her like talking with some guy, and it gives off like escort vibes or whatever. Where but they kind of like made the dude's voice like, you know how they hide the voice or whatever. So maybe she is an escort. If she gets pregnant, okay, we're going to handle this situation. Maybe he loved her. Maybe he had these feelings for her because I think she's an attractive woman. Maybe she has these, plastic stuff that's not.
So you can see through the plastic?
Well, if I went to her and already see all this stuff and I like her and I'm getting.
But would you date her?
Me personally, no. I'm not attracted to that.
Okay.
But if this is what you like and you get involved with this woman and she happens to get pregnant, you promise all this stuff, I would be a stand-up guy and stick to my word. Like, okay, I will take care of this woman. We'll have it is what it is, because I was in a situation with a girl that I didn't like at all, who said that I was the father of her child, and I knew I didn't come in her. And I was like, fuck. Like, me just being who I am, I would never want to abandon a child simply because I didn't like this particular woman. And so because of my decisions that I decided to make, I would, stand up and take care of this child regardless of how I feel about this woman. I wouldn't abandon my child because this woman and the child, yes, the child comes from the woman, but this child is an innocent soul, an innocent entity who has no saying about how they come into this world. And even though I didn't like this woman, I would take responsibility for that child. And I would, if I had the finances to take care of the woman who's taking care of this child, I would do it, But, in this case with Fresh, I don't think I think he's just crumbling under pressure.
I think he's trying to, I think the narrative is that he's trying to basically prove that he didn't get her pregnant. That's at least what Myron's saying. Fresh isn't really talking much because his lawyer told him to shut up. So
Myron's doing all the talking.
Myron's doing all the
talking. There's some videos here. I'm gonna have to watch.
Myron is going crazy.
There was this video I just popped up. It's silenced, but he's
animated.
Like, he's going off on something.
Because Myron went through this a couple years ago where some girl lied. Now with Myron it was different. She lied and said that he got her pregnant. And I don't know. I haven't looked at that. I'm not privy to it. I just heard them talking about it. But so he's basically feeling like this is the same thing. Now, like I said, their audience, they go for him. They come at their neck. They even got smoke shows where the audience members comes on and downplays and talks about him and stuff like that. So he's getting upset at the comment and the chat and basically saying, y'all are falling for it again. You did this with me. You tried to, say whatever. Now, so that's that. Now, I think that Fresh should take care of the child, right? Like,
if it's his.
Yeah, of course, only if it's his. If she's actually really pregnant. That's the obvious answer because she warned him, stop coming to me. He didn't stop. Maybe he did, and maybe that's why Myron's going so hard. I don't know. But, it's like, Red Pill isn't about abandoning children.
Absolutely not.
There's nothing wrong. I can't think of anything wrong with a guy making a mistake and owning up to that mistake. That's got to be the most Red Pill thing to do. Like, not trying to sweep the mistake under the rug. So I can't see where he gets backlash for doing that from the Red Pill community. It doesn't make sense.
I think that if anything, it would be backlash from not protecting yourself, right? And I think that as Mel stated, there's a lot of pressure from their own community and the world because of who they are and who they've created themselves to be. And maybe he didn't want to get her the apartment because maybe she is an escort, or maybe she had done some escorting, right? But
would you let an escort meet your parents?
No. Well, did I meet this woman as an escort? Like, there's so much I don't know. But if I'm okay, let's say this: if I met a woman, and let's say that she was an escort, whether I met her at the bar or I hired her myself, and then I fell in love with her, right? I deem that she loves me, right? Maybe she's like, hey, listen, I'm still having my clients, but baby, I want you, right? Whatever the case may be. Number one, I'm going to fight allegations because it's shameful. And if I genuinely love her, he had to fly her to Barbados to meet his mom, right? She's not right. Yeah, that's a big deal. So the only way I'm going to do that is I have to love this woman. And whether she's an escort or not, if at this point I already love her and I've decided I want to be with you, then yes. But that's if we are already in that situation. Me personally, if I know that you're an escort, it's a major turnoff.
Yeah,
so
moral of that story is don't come in women if you don't plan on having children with them.
Yeah.
And if you end up bussing and then they end up conceiving, hey man, you got to make sure you take care of that seed.
Hey, unless she's on some sort of she's on some sort of birth control or something, even then I'd be nervous. But
yeah, I wouldn't.
I don't trust it. I think Mel look, whether she's on the pill, whether she has the device.
If I have a condom on.
If you don't see her as a good mother or someone you can have children in, don't come in them. It doesn't matter what kind of birth control they have, because you're the ultimate decider at that point. All those devices are 99.9. That 0.1 or whatever is left over, that could be your fate, and you get so. Yeah, just don't come in those women.
And it's a common thing where celebrities end up getting chicks pregnant. It happens all the time with athletes, with rappers, and all these stuff where
there's a reason
they get these models, supermodels, and all these escorts and chicks pregnant, and then they end up having to take responsibility for them. That's what happened with Drake. She was a porn star, and then
because that thing they was probably having a great time, and then he just was like, man, just one time, and there it is. All it takes.
That's what it is. But hey, man, you gentlemen, make sure you just make sure you don't. What do you want me to say?
No, you hit them with it.
Just make sure you're not busting into chicks that you don't want to get pregnant. Simple science. They teach you this shit in school. You come inside a girl.
No, I don't think they do anymore. I don't
Not
think.
anymore?
I think that's out.
They
Now they teach.
abstinence.
I don't think they teach that.
They teach
They
you,
teach gender
everyone is
gender
one
neutral.
gender. You know what I mean?
Oh, you can't even get a girl pregnant because what's a girl like?
Right, like bro, I don't even know what health they don't have health class anymore.
Do you know we at war? Well, we're at war, but there's a war happening. Iran and
Israel, that just started, right?
yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know how Iran got into it, but I'm gonna look into
They
it.
launched an attack, and so like it's funny because Drake is Jewish.
Wait, what?
His mom is white.
Yeah, Drake is Jewish.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, Drake
Yeah.
is Jewish.
I mean, I know he's mixed, but I didn't know he was half Jewish.
Yeah. Drake is
is
Like
really
Jewish.
Yeah. And then they were saying, okay, you have the battle rap that's happening, which I kind of want to segue to, but hey, here's what it is. They did the war. They had the War 3 happening at the exact same time this battle rap happened, and then it was having the Iran attacked Israel or whatever. And that was trending of saying everyone was talking about we're about to go to World War 3, because
Jeez.
Biden was giving money to, I think it was Iran or so.
Biden was giving money to Iran.
One of them
Is definitely Israel.
it would be Israel then, but then they attacked and they were saying, you have all these different countries and now we're on the brink of
Yeah, because
World War III
Israel's a part of NATO.
Yeah. And so it's
and-
like China and all these other countries going to be these countries versus these countries. And now everyone's talking about we're about to have a World War 3. They show videos.
That's crazy.
Of like missiles launching up. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, that's the gift and the curse of NATO, because NATO was formed shortly. Well, I won't say shortly. It was after World War II. But what it did was it created a coalition of basically the world for a stage for us all to kind of come together. And then you have NATO, who has their own military, which is formulated by other militaries around the world. And one of there's multiple different treaties and pacts. But essentially, right, to kind of boil them all down, is if you attack a NATO country, then NATO then attacks you. It basically, so it's a deterrent, right? And Israel's a part of NATO, which means if you declare war on Israel, you're essentially declaring war on Britain, France, America, Spain, right? So it's like, oh, this is a deterrent. Now, of course, it's still small, so it's like, okay, we don't need to get involved. But Israel's the type of, number one, they're small, but they are extremely powerful country in their military power. People think that because they're small, they're like, oh, it's Israel. No, Israel has some of the best tanks. They have some of the best guns, the best rockets. They are extremely technologically advanced. Like, Israel is no hoe. So I don't know if it is going. I got to look into this.
Yeah. I thought you, of all the humans on the world, would.
I mean, it happened. I saw something about it yesterday, and then today it was like a live stream, and I didn't look at it, but I'm like, why did Iran attack Israel? And you got Biden at the helm. This is gonna get bad because he's a bumbling idiot, and he has no diplomacy. Like, how is he gonna? I don't even know what happened. Like, do you know why they attacked him?
No, I don't
Okay.
know. I just, I'll see video. I don't know. I don't like to see. I try to avoid seeing explosions in people, but there's like a video where you see people talking in their native tongue, and you just see missiles in the skies, and people. I'm just like, But I'm also I'm in that mindset of I'm not sure if this is real, because I feel like there is an agenda.
Yeah.
When it comes to World War III, or if it comes to a war, because World War III was trending, and
That's scary.
Yeah, right. And then you have all these, the propaganda machine. So it's kind of hard to actually figure out what's actually real and what's not real. But all the big wigs who's like in the political world, they're speaking about it. I know PBD, he was speaking about it, and seeing all this stuff transpire, it's just like, bro. For me, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities to happen because we are in a election year, and so stuff is always happening.
It's very difficult to vote out the president during a war because he's in it. So it makes it difficult to remove him.
Not in the play. This won't work for Biden.
Well, I'm just saying, just in general.
In general,
it doesn't, like, Bush got another term. He started the war in Iraq for a reason. Right. Like,
yeah.
It makes it more difficult.
But this dude literally, like, has dementia. Like, he's not.
Right. This is the same way that, like, here's the thing, right? World War II started when Germany attacked Poland. And they started moving into like Czechoslovakia. They started moving into different areas where things got dicey. Is that when now you have other countries now joining, right? So when they moved into France, Britain was like, okay, we'll help, right? But we're gonna send some people to help, but it's not really our war. You know what I mean? Then France got taken over, and then now Britain had to join in because now Germany is right on their waters, right? If Japan never attacked America, who knows what would have happened, right? It's when you start having people to join in. So right now you have two different worlds in the country that are not necessarily, at least on the surface, linked. You have Ukraine and Russia, and then you had Israel and Hamas, which is really, a terrorist group, but it was against the state. And then now you have Iran that declared war on Israel. Them on their own merits, it's like, okay, this,
They're close to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like.
So there has to be. That's why I said I need to look into it, because there has to be a link between Hamas and Iran, and why this happened. Right? There's something there. I literally just don't know. But there's something there that Iran's not just going to do that. But the problem will come into play is if now you have larger countries now starting to join, and truthfully, no one truly actually wants that. But what you will see is you're going to see America start sending more support. Financially and hardware equipment. What we may start to see, which is going to be a problem, is China start sending the same thing to Iran. Now this war goes from something smaller, a skirmish, to now it goes on for a year, and now 2 years, and then it gets to a point where someone else large enters with their own military. But it always starts off with sending support because nobody wants to join. So whatever it is, hopefully it can be resolved.
It could be some cyber.
Man, this is crazy to me. Like, I don't even understand. It's hard to take these conversations seriously, knowing what I know. Like, so what Mel was basically talking about, the world is a stage. There's a lot of false flags, events. They go to the Middle East and they set up scenes that make it look like something's going on that's not going on, and so. With that being a real reality, and I'm not saying that that's the case here, but, these false flag events can create real skirmishes and real war, right? Yeah. Real people pass. So I'm not saying it's like all fake, but I'm saying like with it all being manipulated by the puppeteers at the top, whoever they may be, it's hard to take this stuff seriously because it's like the people who are actually fighting the war, what problems do they actually have with each other?
None.
Because like when you look at if you're a military aged man, your goal is to protect your family and your loved ones back home. That's it. If you don't have to go to war and do that, you don't want to. No one's like, it's a very small amount of people that like war. There was this dude called an immortal general or something like that who got captured, got shot multiple times, stabbed multiple times, went through multiple wars and still lived. He said it was great, right? He said he had fun, but that's rare. Most people don't like it. So it's like, who are the invisible hands moving pieces into place? And that's why it's hard for me to take this stuff seriously. It's because it's like World War. Who? What? Like 1%ers? And then it's so disingenuous because it's not like the 1%ers are fighting. This is like the bigger agenda might be population control or getting mass adoption of some system or something that they want. Like it's never what it's supposed to be.
Well, that's why I was saying I was curious as to what was the catalyst? Why did they do it? Because that's where you're going to find the false flag event. That's where you're going to find, I don't doubt that there is an actual warring happening between the two countries. My question is, how did it start? And then that is where you have these things. And once again, history always repeats itself. And once again, I always go back to World War II. It's my favorite war to study. But you had the death of, I forget his name, but you had the death of this Austria-Hungary person, some royal, basically. And they said, well, that's what started the war. But it's really not. What started the war was the death of a woman. They started over the love of this woman, and it was like, you embarrassed me in front of this woman, and now she's dead. And that's really what started the war, right? So it's things like that. I'm sorry, World War I. That's what I meant. But anyway,
did y'all see that? Did you want to continue on that? Did you see where Donald Trump went to Atlanta?
No.
And he got love from
HBCUs,
like all the HBCUs.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Like Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, and all of these colleges, and like it was like some sister, some hood chick. She was like, I don't care what they say in the media, we rock with you, because they were at like a Chick-Fil-A, and he bought everyone like at the Chick-Fil-A like milkshakes or whatever. And
you know what I'm gonna do? You beautiful people came out for me today.
You beautiful people.
Milkshakes on me. Everyone's getting one.
But the girl, she was going out like, yeah, we rock with you. And then he was like, you know what I want? I want a hug. Come here. He like gave the chick a hug. And that was like...
That's a moment right there.
Right? That's definitely a moment. So I'm just like, okay, I rock with that. But what's his plan? I don't trust anything, man. It's just like, I see this stuff, but I think it came off genuine.
Her
reaction.
Yeah, it was real.
Yeah.
She was excited to see Donald.
She was like, oh my God, I'm
and the Chick-fil-A was packed. All black people. She was like, listen, what you said, I don't care what the media says. It's all BS.
Yeah.
They expected you to come down here, and they were talking about people were going to riot and da-da-da, and it's nothing but love down here for you. So he was like, I really appreciate that. Like, I'm grateful. Like, girl, give me a hug,
I mean, look at what's happening with Candace Owens. The media is losing control over the narrative. That's essentially what's happening. And the media was able to control the narrative for, as long as media has been media. And so people are always swayed. They're on the fence, blah, blah, blah. It is getting so absurd right now with Biden and Trump and the wars and all of the civil unrest or whatever you want to call that. Like, people are finally looking to the alternative media outlets as prominent sources of journalism and information. And in comes Candace Owens, who's been speaking a very solid message since she's really been popular. And so with that shift, obviously Candace Owens is a big pro-Trump person, or just, conservative values, maybe not necessarily Trump. She likes Trump because he aligns, but yeah, I think that there's a shift that's happening that can't be stopped. People in the streets are really having that conversation now. It's in the barbershops. It's like niggas are talking politics, whereas before they don't care about them. I know I don't. You know what I mean? So, but it doesn't matter though, because they stole the election last term. Mm-hmm. So it's like none of this matters. That's why I'm like, I don't understand. Like I don't get into. Man, I was going to Spiral yesterday to get some food, and
you went all the way to Fort Worth?
I was looking at lamb. I found
hey, shit, I'm with it.
Yeah, I found a nice little spot, but you know how that goes. Anyway, and I'm walking in, and there's this lady sitting at the booth. She reminded me of the children at the Kroger trying to sell cookies or trying to get their football camp to wherever. It's like there's always some football camp. They're trying to get equipment, and she was looking the other way when I saw her. I didn't know what she was doing or what she was selling, but I was hoping that she'd be looking the other way, and she looked this way, and I'd pass, and I could just get around her because she was right at the door. And she caught me. She was like, hi, are you registered to vote? And I was like, I don't vote. And I just snubbed her. And I just kept it moving. Like, I don't want to, I don't care. It's all fake to me. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm sure there's a portion of it where it does matter. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to local elections and things of that nature, I think they do matter, especially local level. You know, city, mayor, governor, that's a state, local, state. I think that makes a difference. But federal,
yeah, you feel like it's already set up. I mean, I guess it would be evident though, like even if it was a real thing, that even if like people legitly came out and voted for a particular party, if the powers that be didn't want these particular party to win, they'll do what they did with George Bush and what's that dude name?
Kerry?
No. The dude where they had to do the recount in Florida. They had to do the recount votes or whatever.
I thought it was Kerry.
It's not John Kerry's. I can't remember his name off the top. But he was supposed to win. Well, he did win. But it's like, let's do a recount. And then Bush ended up being the one who won.
All right.
You sure it wasn't Kerry?
No, it wasn't Kerry.
I'm pretty sure it was Kerry.
It was not Kerry. We can bet money. Let's bet money.
Wow, you're so confident.
I am, because I know it's not Kerry.
You have no idea who it was.
wasn't Kerry.
You can't even come up with some type of.
Yeah. We just bet money.
But they did.
Let's
He
bet
did
100.
run. He ran against Kerry at least the first time. Then.
Yeah. But they did that recount. And
He said, let's bet 100. They're trying to get a quick.
no, because I know it's not Kerry. Because
trying
that's
to get a quick lick.
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get that bread up. You know what I mean?
Trying to get that date money.
Yeah.
Al Gore.
Yeah, that's what
Al
it is.
Gore, the nigga who created the internet or whatever, Windows 95 or something, right?
Did he create? I thought it was
I think it's something like that.
I thought Bill Gates was
No, he's
not Bill Gates. Yeah, Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates, Microsoft.
Bill
Yeah,
Gates,
no,
yeah.
he stole it or something.
Yeah, but yeah, Al Gore. He was supposed to win Florida, but they did a recount, and then George Bush ended up being it by like a few little votes or whatever. So, like, it could be a situation like that where the votes are legit, and then, but let's do a recount, So I don't get too like hold up on that, but I think it's dope that Donald Trump is starting to get a lot of love from people who are, who at one particular time had that narrative of thinking that he's against black people and that he's racist and stuff like that.
He's not.
We've always rocked with Trump. That's the thing. That's why this is one of the reasons why Candace got into the political pundit arena is because she noticed the switch up. I mean, Trump was in all the rap music videos. Everybody rocked with Trump. Niggas was, hanging out with them. And then all of a sudden now we hate him. But this is what I'm trying to say as far as like the media goes. Where did you see that? Where black people don't like him? You saw that in traditional media outlets.
Right.
Yeah. So now but that was before. YouTube needed time to blossom. And it's not just like these shows, these programs on YouTube, like, although I don't like these niggas, Young Turks, for example. Like, this is like an official broadcast. I mean, the Daily Wire, like these publishers, this is big, But then you also have PBD and Valuetainment, and you've got the other side of it, and people can choose which one resonates with them versus just being fed one particular message. Like literally we've seen hundreds of times where they all literally said the same words. And now people are like, oh no. And then you've got, you've got these social media sensations that are able to actually showcase what's really happening. But like, I've never talked to a copper colored person who simply did not just digest media, traditional media outlets, and had a problem with Trump. The only ones I ever knew that had a problem with Trump were the left-leaning people that literally just drank that poison.
I get my hair cut. What's left of it? I get my hair cut. And I got to roast.
You take shots at yourself.
I know. See, everybody can get it. You can get it. But I when I go to the barbershop, people start talking about the political views and stuff, and then they start like, did y'all see Biden? I guess it's when Biden was addressing the people. They're like, oh, he actually looked kind of good. And then
It's almost State of the Union.
Yes, where they drugged him up and
Yeah,
got him.
yeah.
That was the last time he looked good too.
Yeah, it was like, oh man, he was look good, and I thought he did well. And they was talking about, yeah, man, I think he can do it another term and stuff. And I'm just like,
Bro.
I didn't say anything. I'm just like, let me just observe and listen to these cats, and all these people in there were left leaning.
They're all black.
All black, and talking. I'm just like, it's like you fucking pawns. You
But-
fucking.
But
I just
no. But why were they able to say that? Why were they? Oh, you look good. Da, da, da. Because they don't watch. They
Yeah.
don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Right. They'll talk about it like they know, but they don't know. They don't know this. This dude is literally demented.
There's a reason that they propped him up so hard for the State of the Union. There's a reason.
That's where you're gonna get the most eyeballs.
Correct. So that's what happened. They were banking on him coming in. He probably slept. You know, he was late. He probably slept all the way up until the last minute to get as much energy as he could.
wake up, Sleepy Joe.
Then they gave him a couple shots, you know what I'm saying? And he walked, you know, they sat in the car and then he started to get, all right, I'm good, right? Oh, good. He goes in there and then he lit, but if you listen to what he's saying, the State of the Union is supposed to be an update on the world or the country. Where are we? Where are we going? He did not do any of that. He talked about Donald Trump half of the speech, and he was basically telling people why you should reelect me. You did, and he said the state of our union is strong, which is, of course, you know, that's what you're supposed to say. But no, it's not. It's not strong. People don't believe in you. People don't trust you. You have gas that's almost $4 a gallon here in Texas now, right? Like you have groceries. I mean, I bought this watermelon yesterday. It was $15.
Oh my god.
Now, granted, it's not 100% yet in season, and there was no label on it. But I was just like $15, like, and it was too late. But I was already.
Oh, you just grabbed it and just,
Yeah, I just grabbed
rocked
it. I didn't think it was gonna be $15.
No, of course not. That's absurd.
Right? I mean, just things are so expensive. And now, granted, you know, for certain people, you get by. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but still, I don't want things to be that expensive.
I'm with you, nigga.
But-
I got like a watermelon juice thing. It was $11.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's crazy. But for people, the average American, bro, they're legit struggling. You know, like, just, your money just doesn't go where it used to go.
They don't stretch.
It like you can't, like, bro, it's crazy. And I don't understand how people don't make that connection, right? You can't sit here and complain about inflation and your mortgage going up and gas prices and not blame the person who has implemented the policies that have got it to this point.
Where are they getting their information from?
The CNN,
or
NBC, MSNBC.
There you go.
I mean,
and also the hip hop stations, because hip hop stations and stuff, they promote the left leaning agenda.
crazy.
Look at Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith goes on PBD's podcast and says that he basically is like, I don't know who I'm gonna vote for. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, what? You know?
But he has to say that.
Yeah,
because
he has to-
works for ESPN.
Yeah, he's gotta say
and
neutral.
ESPN is owned by Disney, and you know the agenda that they push.
Did you hear The Rock? He
He said he ain't rocking with
The Rock said he's the Rock said
that
he got
was
tricked.
I saw that and I said, I respect you for that.
Well, they pushed him. I mean, he pushed him year one though.
Okay, but then he also came back and he could have just said nothing this year. But he outwardly said, I pushed him because I was expecting him to bring our country together, which a lot of people felt the same way. I expected him to get us on track, right? I had these expectations, and that didn't happen.
But you having that platform, I mean, The Rock, bro, especially for our generation, one of the most influential entertainers of our generation, you didn't do your research?
He said he made a mistake.
I mean, you can say that, but it's like your vote, man, whatever. I just you're not allowed to put us in this predicament with your influence and then just be like, man, my bad.
I mean, well, he did say that I'm not voting for him again.
Okay, and does that mean that are you now saying vote for Trump?
No, I think
No,
that
exactly.
I think that part of him learning his mistake was just saying, I'm not involved in this.
Okay.
He's not a political figure.
No, he's not, which is why he shouldn't have said anything.
He should never said anything in the first place.
Yeah, he should never say anything in the first place.
But I like the fact that he came out and he said, I'm not going to do it. Here are my reasons. They were very clear. There was no agenda behind it. Like, it was very. Did you see him talk about it?
I saw him talk. I don't know if I saw the entire clip.
I mean, I didn't see. I mean, it wasn't long. It was probably 2 or 3 minutes. Okay.
I mean, that doesn't move me, bro. Like, cause he's The Rock. He knows his influence. His whole job is to be an influencer. So you know what it means when you say I'm rocking with this candidate, that candidate, whatever the case may be. You're not allowed to then come back and be like, man, my bad.
I don't think that he was saying my bad. He didn't say. That's not what he was saying. He wasn't saying I apologize for telling you to vote for him. He was saying that I had him as a candidate for very specific reasons with the expectation that he was going to do X, Y, and Z. He didn't do that.
Where did you get that expectation from is what I'm saying.
How am I
because like what he was saying, I'm like, bro, how could you have got that expectation from Biden? I don't understand where they're getting this expectation from. Well, how does anybody think Biden was going to do anything that he said he was going to do?
I can't tell you why The Rock thought the way that he thought. I mean, I'm not The Rock, but what I can say is that
it doesn't matter what you thought he said.
I respect the fact that he very specifically said, this is why, because political figures love to jump questions. They don't like to answer questions. And he was very clear what he was expecting. It did not happen, and that he was not going to vote for him again.
Okay.
And I respected that because people don't typically do that. Stephen A., for example. Like, it just... So
yeah,
it was
Stephen A., man. It's like I like him and I don't like. It's just like I don't know.
Did you see Dame Dash?
Not yet. But I know it's gonna be fire, Mel. Don't ruin it for me. I know because my first thought, Dame Dash is always able to talk to people a certain way because he's always on a different level than them. So you can always talk to people a certain way. You can't talk to PBD like that. I mean, he probably will, but he can't. Like, because I did see him on another show where guys basically like PBD's a self-made like billionaire or something like that. And, you know, Dame still did his thing. Dame's always going to be Dame. But it's like, but you not boss. You can't say that as PBD. So I know it's going to be an interesting conversation, but we'll see.
I think I'm not, without spoiling it, PBD is that dude.
He is that dude.
Like, it's very, like, I mean, you mentioned just like, it's hard to find anything that you don't like about the dude.
He's that dude.
Because the way he handled that, his man, because you know Dame is very aggressive.
Dame.
he was like, no, hold on, answer my question.
Yeah.
It's out. I guess you go to Republican. You're not going to answer my question.
Yeah. But PBD is ex-military, if I'm not mistaken. He studies the art of war. Like, PBD is a different beast. So I know it's going to hit. I know it's going to hit.
I thought you were solid, but yeah.
I've been busy. I have time.
I understand, man. Yeah. That was good. So you should check that out.
I did watch this extremely, oh my God, like this story, bro, about this guy called the Breakdancing Dad. If you guys have not seen the Breakdancing Dad story, I highly recommend it. It is insane, especially if you're a young man. I think young men need to, but also women too, because women literally only ever see one side of divorce. And so the Breakdancing Dad is really a story about divorce.
Is it the white dude?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I heard about this.
Right. So what happened was, and I'm just going to do cliff notes. His daughter, Breakdancing Dad's daughter, goes on TikTok. I don't know if she's an influencer or what, but she goes on TikTok to basically make light of her relationship with her dad. She says that it's a traumatic relationship. He wasn't there for her, said all these negative things about him. And then the video blew up.
Yeah.
So then the dad, who has been quiet throughout this entire process, I mean, we're talking over a decade, if I'm not mistaken, of his wife going on book tours and just talking bad about him after everything she put him through. He just didn't say anything. Mm-hmm. But when his daughter did it and it went viral, getting tens of millions of views, he reacted to the video. And I haven't seen that reaction yet, but I watched him tell his story. So what happened was he met this woman. They fell in love. He had an advertising business. The business started doing well. We're probably talking $1 million plus a year. Like they're doing well. The wife is really trying to get on that stay-at-home wife tip, but she wants to live in a lavish place, have a nice mansion, like all of those things. So she convinces him to upgrade their house to a mansion with all the most wealthiest people. That was a problem for him because he's kind of a penny pincher. He likes to be responsible with his money, and he didn't understand why they needed more rooms than they could ever use. Like he didn't understand why they needed all the space. So that's when their relationship really started to fracture. They tried to mend the relationship by having more children, which, as we all know, is an absolute mistake. But once again, I think that there was a level of love there to begin the relationship, but then they had very strong, maybe Christian values where they didn't believe in divorce. So he then starts to feel like a prisoner to this mansion and the payments and the lifestyle. His wife wanted to get plastic surgery, breast implants, the whole nine. He just was like, bro, she probably was always this person, but he just didn't vet her well. Once again, I think love blinded him. And so they started to grow more and more apart. Fast forward, they decide to get divorced. Let her tell it, he left them. But I think it was probably more mutual. They probably were both feeling like this isn't gonna work. They probably were both unhappy. This dude, now this is where you start to see the character of this man, in my opinion. He's like, all right, boom. The children are used to a certain lifestyle. They're going to certain schools. I'm going to give this woman, he has a very successful advertising business at this time. I'm going to give this woman 97% of my assets. In order to maintain the children's lifestyle, he agreed to pay $12,000 of child support every month, and he agreed to pay it until they were 22. So this just tells you the character of this man. He's absolute simp. Like this is the absolute worst thing you could ever do, because as a man, you're agreeing to pay all this child support and stuff. How are you going to sustain yourself when you've given yourself so little to work with? So she got $1.8 million. He got $76,000. All right. She got the house. She sold the house. You know what I mean? Of course. Boom. In addition to that, he agreed to allow her to move back to Chicago, where she was from, to help support the children. So she downgrades from that house. She's not about to
with all that much. She won't maintain it, but she wanted it.
She wanted it, but she can't maintain it. So she goes back home. Now, he's paying her the $12,000 a month, but he has to, like, it's basically a lump sum of money he has to come up with, this 1.8. Well, it gets down to their final, with the judge, and the judge is like, yo, you still owe $100K. So he had paid 1.7, he owed 100,000. The judge is like, yo, you still owe this 100K. How you gonna get Miss Hart this 100K? He's like, well, what happened was the wife thought he was hiding more money. So she subpoenaed all his clients to have them come to court and, whatever. And the clients was like, bro, we're not dealing with this. So they ghosted him. So she destroyed his business. So he couldn't pay her because she destroyed his business.
Wow.
So now he's trying to create a new business to continue to pay her and to give her the extra money. And he's telling the judge, like, I have to rebuild. She destroyed my business. I can't pay her the money because I don't have the clients. But at the time, because of everything was happening so quickly, it looked as if he had it based on his finances. It looked like the money was coming in. So the judge holds him in contempt of court because she just did not accept this excuse that he couldn't pay the extra 100K, even though she had already got 1.7 million. Held him in contempt of court and put him in jail for a year.
Bro, what the
So now he's trying to rebuild his business. He started an online training for like advertising. This is back when the internet pretty much first started. He was doing well. I mean, he said he was bringing in $10,000 a month. He was 5,000 was going to Google Ads. The other 5 he was, whatever. And so he goes to jail, and so now the internet business gets stabbed in the heart because he's not there. He's just building it. Of course, he's telling the story in the prison. Everybody just thinks his story is so incredible. Like, bro, this is crazy. How could you let her do this? Da 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 da. You know how niggas are in jail. They like everybody likes a good story.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, because Steve told me. I know, right?
Especially in jail.
In
All we do is tell
so
stories.
All you do is tell stories. So the warden comes down. The warden's asking him, bro, how are you here? What's going on? He's like, boom. So then the warden's like, all right, you're supposed to be in this particular area of the jail or whatever, but I'm gonna put you on work release. So, but he said, but the problem is we only pay $7 an hour. Like, there's no way we're gonna be able to pay you because he owed $140,000 because the judge awarded his wife the $100K plus interest and fees for her lawyer.
Bro.
Like, completely railroaded this guy. Like, completely railroaded him. By the way, the judge looks like a feminist, had the short haircut.
It was a woman. Oh.
Yeah. And also, as he's telling his story to the inmates, they're all like, oh, you got that, judge? That explains it. She just does. That's what she does.
Yeah.
So they're like, bro, what you got to do is you got to get a letter to the judge basically outlining how you're going to repay, because everybody knows you're in here for a year. You're not going to be able to pay anything. So she ain't going to get nothing. So he gets put on work release, but he's still at the jail. And then they give him this floppy pen. He's able to write this letter, but no one will take it. None of the guards. No one will take the letter to the judge. So he calls his girlfriend at the time, gets his girlfriend to get his lawyers to come in because his lawyers had dropped him because he was spending all the money on the woman. Mm-hmm. He didn't have money to pay his own lawyers. So he got one of the junior lawyers to get the letter to the judge. And then, 4 or 5 days go by. He don't hear nothing back. He just figured he's toast. Finally, hears back from the judge in the way of the guards saying, hey, get your stuff, get out of here. You're out of here, right? So now he goes back to work and he starts building his business. It's been 8 days now that he's basically gone ghost. So people are like, we want refunds, you're not going to promise. He's able to salvage his internet business and start building it. His new girlfriend at the time, really helped facilitate that. She was good with technology, blah, blah, blah. So fast forward, his goal was to get back to Illinois where he could be close to his children. The man loves his family. Mm-hmm. Well, he goes to visit the children. The wife is like, yo, don't come here. I'm going to make your life a living hell if you come here. So it's not enough to milk the man for all the money. Also, now he's not allowed to have a relationship with his children. He's obviously like, F that, you know what I'm saying? So he goes there and he's staying at a hotel or something like that at the time, just trying to get himself settled in, blah, blah, blah. Takes the children back to the house, has an altercation with the wife. The wife is like, see this iPod? Your daughter's been recording you talking ish about me on the iPod. I'm going to use this against you, right? He snatches the iPod. She grabs him. There's a little tussle, we'll say. She jumps into the car trying to get the iPod from him. He pushes her out the car, slams the door, drives off, throws the iPod out, breaks the iPod. Now there's a warrant out for his arrest. She files a domestic violence charge against him. There's a warrant out for his arrest. He flees to Tennessee with his girlfriend at the time. I don't know if they were married yet, but they eventually get married. And they're staying at her brother's house in the basement, trying to recoup. So while they're there, he's building his internet business. He's trying to get the resources to go back and do what he got to do because he knows he's about to get smacked. In the meantime, he's not paying child support. He's not doing whatever. They finally get enough means that they feel comfortable to actually go back and fight this woman. They put all their stuff in the U-Haul. Boom, they're on the way back to Illinois. They get stopped by the cops in Tennessee or somewhere. Cop runs his plates. Sir, do you know you have a warrant out for your arrest? It's like, this is literally a movie. I'm like, bro, literally, reminds me of The Pursuit of Happiness, but like the white man version in like a whole different scenario, but like The Pursuit of Happiness. So they're worried because they're like, yo, if he takes me in, like this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, you're gonna serve the rest of your time and you're gonna get charged with everything else, and because you're already there, you're probably going to eat those charges too.
You're going to eat them, and then so he tells the cop, he's like, look, we got the U-Haul, we're on our way to Chicago now to clear this warrant up. I just got myself together, I'm going there to handle it now. Fortunately, the cop rocks with him, lets him go, boom. So then they go, they get a good judge this time, is a guy. And they're basically arguing, look, he skipped out, he was in hideout, he didn't pay this, he didn't pay that, da da da. The judge is like, well, it's paid now, he's here now, What do you want me to do about it? So the woman's upset because she's not beating him up enough. So she moves the court case downtown, like to a different judge. He said this judge wasn't as good as the other judge. They kind of drew it out, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, it ends up being whatever it was. So he basically outlines this story and, talks about his relationship with the children and pictures and all this other stuff just to prove like what my daughter is. It's a narrative that my ex-wife has fed my daughter, because when they broke up and all this was happening, that girl was 5. And also he never told her what was going on, which I think was a mistake. But once again, his personality, it makes sense why he wouldn't.
He wanted to protect her.
He wanted to protect her, right? But it's like, but you ruined your relationship, because in her mind, you're a deadbeat dad.
Yeah, daddy left us, and of course the mom is saying absolutely.
I raised you on my own.
They downgraded, so it's not even like daddy is still paying for this house. We lost the house.
Yep.
We lost this.
Yep.
Who knows? I'm sure she went and got her plastic surgery or whatever. She got her man, all this stuff.
Got a new man, looks just like her ex, in my opinion.
And it's not just the dude leaving. It's what she thought the dude left for, which is, I'm sure you're about to get into, because
Go ahead.
what he's called the breakdancing dad, and she thought that he left her to go breakdance
To pursue a career in
to
breakdance.
pursue a career in breakdancing.
That's what the daughter thought?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I mean, because he did breakdancing for like just like a hobby, something that he did or whatever, and then the response to the TikTok video, he didn't go to all that detail but he was just saying like, no, I didn't leave my family to go breakdancing and stuff. But the way the daughter responded was kind of like a comical thing.
How old is she now?
She got to be less than 21.
Oh, she's still young.
Yeah, still fairly young, but the way the dad responded, he's a very jovial guy because he didn't take any malice to it.
Yeah.
Like he responded in a very, like, you can tell he has a good energy, type of vibe. Like he responded really well to it, and like with him responding that and talking to the girl in response to that video, his video went viral.
Right.
And people were talking about like, oh man, this dude is like a really good guy. And now it kind of like made the girl
Look bad.
look like a villain, So I was just like, yo, that's...
Well, it's hard because she's just talking about her perspective.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
his fault for her never seeing his perspective.
Okay, I'll give you that, because that is important. At the same time, I understand why he was thinking that was the best decision.
Of course.
But now that, she's almost 21 or whatever. I mean, at some point, you need to reach out to your daughter now that probably 16, something, and tell her, hey, this is what actually happened.
But that definitely makes sense for a video to go viral.
Yeah.
You leaving your family to go break dance. Bro, that's like, what the hell? That's more allowing why people are like, nigga, what? You left your family to go breakdancing?
Yeah.
You can find the comedy in that. And just like, what the hell is this? But from her perspective, I'm just like, if it's from the daughter's perspective, like, come on. I think you can kind of put 2 and 2 together. Like, what sense does this actually make? To leave a family.
People got TikTok brain. They just hear and they be like, whoa, wow. They just believe that.
Yeah.
Like, because everything now is the woman's side, the woman's side, the woman's side. They don't care about the man's side or what happened. I mean, you have people, it's so funny because you hear these things where people are like, there's a different version of me in everyone's brain, right? The way that you perceive me, the way you perceive me, it's different. And there's a version of me on my ex's brain and her entire side of the family that makes me look like a demon, that just up and left her, their daughter and that, like, just, which is like, none of that is true. Like, if y'all don't know, to this day, they don't know my side. But is it my job to prove that to them? No. I mean, I don't care. I have my children, and I've never talked bad about her to my children. But when they get older, one day, then I will explain to them what happened and why things happened. But the person that I won't say the person usually is the quietest, is usually right, but at least in my situation it is, and it sounds as though in this situation it is as well, because he should have never given her what he gave her.
Yeah, it's a lot that the guy has to put up with. Like the fact that the judge was a woman and did everything to side with the woman and
Prejudice.
It's just like, bro, like he's giving up so much money, and you like, you know what? You still didn't do it. I need that 100,000.
1.8, and he gave her 1.7. You can put the rest on a payment plan, or you can just say, hey, you know what, Mrs. Breakdancing wife, like, listen, let's just settle for 1.7. Right? There's no reason to just destroy this man. He's already giving you 97%. Like, we're not doing that. Right? Like, your job as a judge is to be fair. So, and then now if his finances change, then it's your job to readjust the divorce. I don't have this money anymore. Mm-hmm. Why don't you have it? Because she subpoenaed my clients and my clients left me. I don't have the funds anymore. So at that point, what should have happened is now we readjust this 1.8 and we now adjust it based upon where we are now. Even if we don't do that, let's just settle the 1.7 so you don't destroy this man's life. Now you put him in jail, and you can go to jail for 30 days, and that's enough to destroy someone's career.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because because a lot of times when that happens, you don't have time to put stuff in order. You have $1 million business.
Yeah.
You can't set everything up in 30 days and what if he was running it primarily on its own? Or if he had one person, but he really couldn't trust him to run everything. Like, bro, it's crazy, and the judicial system does not care because at the end of the day, if they found him in contempt, she can take him right then and there.
She did,
and no matter what he had happening, he's arrested, and his credit is gone, his house is gone, his money, everything is gone.
Yep, car,
anything that's on auto pay, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's the most bullshit system in the world.
It's crazy because literally he went in to just explain what's going on, and he never left. Like, he didn't expect to never leave. He didn't even know that was on the table.
Right. That's crazy.
You know? Yeah.
And it also speaks to the type of person that woman is.
Oh, my God.
Bro,
because
she need to...
The fact that this was your ex-husband, someone that you decided to have start a family with, you're going to do all this to this person? Like, I don't understand how... Like, I understand, like, okay, you disagree, things don't work out. But why go so hard to make someone's life more difficult than it needs to be? Like, can we talk about this?
Bro,
is there anything that we can reasonably come to an agreement on to make sure that, hey, you're taken care of, the child is taken care of, instead of being put into a system where it's making me financially unstable and it's giving you all the benefits? He's the breadwinner in the family, and the one who's the breadwinner has to be the one at the in the palms of your selfishness, and you're doing all of this just because the marriage didn't go the way you wanted. You know, maybe things. You know, I'm just like, bro, I don't understand how someone can be so vile and so harsh and so cruel to another person that you were in love with if they didn't do anything that was like, you know,
if he wasn't beating her up, abusing her.
If he wasn't beating, because even cheating doesn't. It's not like cheating is just like, okay, he cheated, and so now I'm gonna put him in jail for a year. I'm gonna ruin his life. Like, if he wasn't beating you, if he didn't have you in chains, like.
It's just like, bro, all that stuff is unnecessary, and people use the courts, the police system. They use
weapon.
They use that as a weapon to cause you to make you feel some kind of fear, because they know. In most cases, when it comes to men and women being in court, when it comes to any type of divorce or any type of children, they're always going to side with the woman, even if the man is in the right.
Yeah.
They always are going to side with the women. And women, they use it as a weapon because, hey, I have it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to take advantage of this situation. So it speaks to that person's character and also speaks to this shitty ass system that we have, you know, because this system, like I wouldn't want to date a girl who would rely on a court system or the judicial system or any type of law to determine what we're going to do within our family if we don't agree.
Right.
You know. Yeah. That should not be the way that you end anything.
The scary part is though, is that sometimes you it may not start that way, but women know that they have that in their back pocket.
Well, that's the you gotta protect yourself going in, man.
Yeah.
You have to assume that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
You have to go in with protection. That's just, I'm sorry. I know I love her. No. Assume that she's going to divorce you because come on, bro. Like 50-60% of marriages end in divorce.
Yeah, the odds are you will get divorced.
Just assume you're going to get divorced. Just assume. Y'all are in love. You really want to make it work. Just assume you're going to get divorced and go in with protection. I mean, I don't.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, that's a sucky situation.
That shit hurts my heart, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
just hearing. I mean, I'm sure there's even.
Oh my God, bro! He did like an hour-long video.
Yeah, going through, listening to that. I mean, because I can. A lot of that hits home for me. Mm-hmm. Just hearing you explain that legitimately makes.
I left
sad.
out all the good parts. He met an amazing woman who had real struggles growing up, like real trauma. Escaped her country and came to America. And he has everything he never had with his new wife. So he's very happy, I would assume, right now. He seems to really love and adore his wife. I don't think they have any more children, which probably was wise for both of them. They've been through a lot. But I could say that if, in my opinion, based off of what I've seen, and once again, I've only just begun, it seems like he is happy. So he did have a good, happy ending.
Well, that's good, dear. He has a good attitude. And from the TikTok video that I did see, the way he responded to his daughter was hilarious, you know. But check that bad boy out. Before we wrap, just want to say, OJ Simpson passed away. I know a lot of people out there, well, I know it was trending on Twitter for a bit, you know, saying very vile things about this man when he passed. About him, you know, they bring up the court system, that, you know, that verdict with Nicole Simpson and all that stuff. Even though he was found not guilty, people were bringing up that and saying stuff like "good riddance." And I was like, man, I think that's a very vile thing to do. At least speaking vile on someone who's no longer here. Even though he went to court, got found not guilty. And there's many, you know, conspiracy theories about what actually happened. You know, Judge Joe Brown, he spoke about it, and saying that he didn't do it, but there was like an agenda pushed to make him be seen in the light that he isn't. And now that's like the prominent thing that he's being seen as instead of a person. What's his name? Caitlyn Jenner is the one who said good riddance to him. Mm-hmm. Like when he died, when Caitlyn Jenner was actually someone who killed someone in a car crash, like legitly killed someone.
Right.
And it ended up paying off the family and making it not go to trial.
They settled out of court. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so for someone who got found not guilty, and then for someone who actually did kill someone but paid off his family, to say good riddance to that type of person, that speaks to that person's character and who they are as an individual.
I think a man being a trans woman speaks to his character.
Exactly. And the fact that when this happened, this is when Bruce Jenner decided to become Caitlyn Jenner. So after this case, you change your identity. You become a totally different person. And so you're like separating the two entities from this case. But OJ, I'm about to say OJ the Juice Man because I'm thinking of rap. But OJ Simpson, hey man.
The juice.
Yeah, the juice. You know, because he was in the Twitter world. He was big on there. But didn't want to end without at least highlighting that. And also, wrestling is back for those who like wrestling. You know, wrestling is back. It was a big
WrestleMania,
thing.
Bro. The Rock, John Cena.
Undertaker.
Oof.
You know, they said Stone Cold Steve Austin was supposed to come out. But
I think he's too old. He's too hurt.
Well, no, they didn't come to an agreement with like.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well, no, the Undertaker wasn't supposed to be there. It was supposed to be Stone Cold, but it was like some financial agreement that they couldn't come to terms with.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Don't make no sense.
Yeah, they should.
It's Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold. So whatever the fuck he wants,
Right, give him whatever he wants.
make it happen.
It's WrestleMania. Y'all making buku money. Give him whatever he wants.
You know,
get him over there.
And so The Rock coming back, it made everything dope. So for the wrestling fans, because I know we all grew up liking wrestling, and we speak about that often. You know what I mean? Check it out. You know what I mean? They got some honey dips in wrestling, man. Woo!
Bro, it's so feminized now. It's too many girls.
Yeah, it is a lot. But now they're finally going back to blood and getting into, because at first they stopped all the blood. They're getting back to some of the stuff that made wrestling hype, like the Attitude Era type thing. They're going back to that stuff, you know. Right. All right, beautiful people. We appreciate y'all rocking out with us. I am Animated Male. We have Chris James here. Stephen Michael. And we will see you beautiful people next time.